Good morning, everyone. Thank you. As Deacon we mentioned, I am Siven from REDEMPTORIST congregation. I personally believe that each of us has received the same calling from the same God. As today's gospel tells us that Jesus, the Good Shepherd, calls his sheep by name. As Christians, we too are called by God by name to be heard of the good news in this world. What the difference is how we respond, how we answer the calling from God. We answer this calling in our own ways. Some of us answer the calling to become teachers, entrepreneurs, farmers, police officers, nurses, doctors, religious like us, or any other professions. All of these are God's calling for us to be evangelists in our workplaces. Since today is Good Shepherd Sunday and is often dedicated for Vocation Sunday, so now allow me to share my journey of vocation as a religious. My experience of vocation is not as dramatic as the call of Abraham, Moses, or Siven, who experienced visions and heard the voice of God calling them. Nor like Paul's, whose conversion was achieved through a direct encounter with risen Christ. My vocation journey began with simple things. I am from Indonesia, and as you know that the majority of the population is Muslim. However, I was born into a devout Catholic family. My initial interest to join religious life started from my admiration for the seminarians who visited my church. They are incredibly talented. They can play music instrument, can sing, and they are very good at sport. I simply wanted to be like them. This interest led me to enter minor seminary in 2011, where I spent 4 years there. In this minor seminary, I started to know Redemptorist congregation and decided to join them. Most of my formation in Redemptorist congregation took place in Indonesia. I did my postulancy from 2015 to 2016, and novitiate from 2016 to 2017. And I took my first profession of vows on June 20, 2017. After novitiate, I studied philosophy and theology from 2017 to 2021. I did my pastoral year or immersion year from 2021 to 2022. And from October 29, 2022 until now, I have been undergoing formation in Kew, Victoria, studying English and furthering my theology studies at Yara Theological Union. One of my best experiences that really strengthened my vocation and keep me going is where I did my immersion year in one parish, St. Michael's Elopada in Sumba, Indonesia, from June 2021 to June 2022. This parish has 19 churches, 19 churches, and only 2 priests serving there. Many churches cannot celebrate the Eucharist every Sunday because of the lack of priests. However, people still come to the church for Sunday service. This experience reminded me of Jesus' words. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. This experience made me realize that many people, many churches, at least in Sumba, in Indonesia, still need more priests and encourage me to continue my journey to become a priest. I just took my final profession, vows for life, the vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. On January 15, 2026, in Galong, New South Wales. This is another beginning of a long journey in my vocation. I know that it won't be easy for me and will be very challenging. But I trust, I believe that Jesus, the Good Shepherd, will always guide me throughout this journey. I also humbly ask from all of you your prayers and support for me. Let us pray for each other so that you and I can become good followers of Christ in our own vocation to bring the God's kingdom to the world.